Hey guys, it's God Bars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 229th episode of my series, where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk about why I love it, what influence it has, and what its place is in the grand scheme of hip-hop. So, Masta Ace initially appeared on this page a pretty good while ago now. I believe it was in my first set of 2000s classics, where I covered my favorite solo LP of his, 2001's Disposable Arts. I think for many, that album holds a similar spot as his equally conceptual 2004 LP, A Long Hot Summer, and I can definitely see why, though I prefer the former by a slight margin. But before those solo classics would bring about a new chapter in his seemingly endless career, yet after his iconic verse on Marley Marl's The Symphony, as well as his 1990 debut, Take a Look Around, Ace would take over hip hop through his grimy, rugged, and forward thinking collective called Masta Ace Incorporated. This era in his discography sort of ends up mirroring how I feel about his solo albums from the 2000s that I mentioned a minute ago, where these guys only had two full-length studio releases as Masta Ace Inc., but both are such stellar and important snapshots of New York 90s boom bap and the culture at large for that time that you really can't go wrong with either. Their second album is a crew, 1995 Sittin' on Chrome, just as easily could have taken the spot for today's topic of discussion. But while that was the project that initially introduced me to this killer collective, I have to give the slight edge to their debut LP, 1993's SlaughtaHouse. Masta Ace Incorporated was made up from a number of talented members outside of Masta Ace, obviously, including Lord Digga, Paula Perry, Lachey, and the trio ICU Rock, which in turn was comprised of IC, Unique, and Rock Diesel. I've talked at length on this channel about how virtually no other year can compete with 1993 when it comes to the most prolific year in the genre, with the only possible competition in my eyes being 1994, 96, and 98. I figured I should share at least a good handful of my favorite releases from 93, just in case you're newer to the channel. But keep in mind, this isn't even half of the albums I have from this year in my collection, not to mention all the LPs I haven't gotten my hands on yet. But with that being said, some of the must-hear projects, in my opinion, from 93 outside of the Masta Ace Incorporated debut include Wu-Tang Clan's Enter the 36 Chambers, A Tribe Called Quest's Midnight Marauders, De La Soul's Balloon Mind State, Black Moon's Enter the Stage, Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style, Freestyle Fellowship's Inner City Griots, Back to Fuck Up by Onyx, 93 Till Infinity by Souls of Mischief, Till Death Do Us Part by Ghetto Boys, Black Rain by Queen Latifah, Above the Law's Black Mafia Life, Ice Cube's Lethal Injection, 21 and Over by The Alcoholics, and Tupac's sophomore album, Strictly for My. Obviously, there was a lot of ground covered across all those releases, and that's still just the tip of the iceberg, but something Masta Ace and company excels at on both albums is making grimy hip-hop that you can bump in the whip that still maintains a pretty introspective element. There's a big focus on rapping and battling other MCs, opposed to strictly rapping about their crimes and misdeeds, which is something they actually criticize pretty frequently across SlaughtaHouse. I wanted to share what's arguably my favorite set of bars from this entire thing, which we receive on the fourth song in the track list titled Jeep Ass. This is most definitely one of the more iconic and instantly recognizable Masta Ace verses out there, and it's a fitting example of how insanely technically advanced this dude has always been when it comes to his skills on the mic. He kicks off this legendary verse, spinning, "Brainiac dum-dums bust the scientifical approach to the course and the force is centrifugal. Can you find your way through the lyrics that be catching 'em? Throw another rhyme across the room, they be fetching 'em. When they take a loss to the master, and I throw crazy blows and they know I be plasterin'. All across the room, on the ceiling and the walls too. Punk motherfuckers didn't know I had the balls to come around their block with my cock diesel system and turned it up to 10 and then start to diss them, and they didn't want to battle. If they did, when they saw me, they'd open up the trunk, but they tried to ignore me. Hey motherfuckers, I know you hear me calling you, thought you wanted some, but I see that you all into frontin'. Ain't no future in your frontin', so let's get it on like Marvin Gaye. Take the cash and sit it on the hood of your bullshit low-riding Cadillac. Back up your boys and let's start to battle. Act like you know the Masta Ace don't play when it come to my bass. I think it's so dope and forward thinking how Masta Ace was choosing such unique and creative places to start and end his bars, and it's this type of writing that was absolutely essential to pushing rhyme schemes and the culture in general forward. There's understandably not much in the way of features on SlaughtaHouse, but while some of the instrumentals are handled in-house by Masta Ace and Unique, the rest of the production was a team effort between names like Blues Brothers, SlaughtaTF, and the Beatheads. For my favorites on this one, I'm gonna leave out the track I read a verse from just to free up some space. That way I have room to give honorable mentions like the SlaughtaHouse Dig-a-Dome intro, Who You Jackin', Rollin' with Dada, Jack Be Nimble, Boom Bashin', Saturday Night Live, The Big East and Ain't You the Masta. Then for my overall top 3 favorite songs, I think I would have to go with Late Model Sedan, The Mad Ones, and Crazy Drunken Style. Thank you for watching my 229th video. Next up, we're going to return to one of the true top-tier rapper-producer duos that the genre's gifted us. So check for that upload, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what your favorite tracks off this East Coast game changer are. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay? Alright.
Look, the key to my soul is locked in the cage it opens. The framework was made from my own rib cue. What came first, the crack or the crack lighter? Whichever one the first fiend used to bring back fire.